Hi! Hey guys, what's up? My name is Dom. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, I typically make bookish content, movie content, and anything else in between because I like to do whatever I want on this channel, and tonight's going to be movie content. For today's video, we are going to watch 1996's The Crucible. If you're new to my channel, I like to react to movies that are based on books I have already read. I reread The Crucible last year. The first time I ever read it, I was a sophomore in high school, I want to say about like 10 years ago now, because as of filming this, I'm actually turning 25 tomorrow. So yeah, 10 years ago I read The Crucible for the first time because I read it when I was 15. Yikes. I've already seen this movie, so this is not going to be like a genuine first reaction, except I have not seen this movie in 10 years. The story is about the Salem witch trials. That's what it's obviously about, but it wasn't until I was actually rereading it that Arthur Miller wrote the story as a commentary for communism back in the day. When this was first published, there were witch hunts for communists. Arthur Miller didn't like the reaction towards people who were accused of being communists. Like, it was like the Salem witch trials. There was no way to really prove it, but these people were being targeted nonetheless. Basically, the point of the story was to prove that everyone is just overreacting. That's kind of the gist of what I got from the introduction that I was reading. This movie also stars Queen Mother Winona Ryder as Abigail Williams. I love Winona Ryder. I just saw the other day, actually, a youth on Twitter wow. A youth on Twitter said the other day that no one would know who Winona Ryder is if it wasn't for Stranger Things. And I just feel like everyone over the age of 20 who read that, like, had to go lie down. Abigail Williams was my favorite back in high school only because, this wasn't required reading at home. We just read this play as a class because it was just easier to do that way. And Act 1, because there's 4 acts in the play, Act 1, I was assigned Abigail Williams. So that was the peak of my acting career. It was truly when I peaked in life, I think, as well. And then Acts 2 and 3, I didn't read from anyone. Act 4, I think, I was originally assigned Mr. Chest something, but he only had one line, and so no one else volunteered to be Mr. Hale. So for Act 4, minus that one line, I was Mr. Hale for the rest of Act 4, so should be an actress, clearly. But without further ado, let's jump in and get started, because this movie is a little less than 2 hours long.
Joseph Baker. Richard Matthew Hopkins. Daniel Hopkins. Daniel Paul. Jacob Pope. William Bridges. Adam Town. Jacob Pope.
Oh no.
No, Abby, that'll be a bad thing. Abby, no!
Oh my god. Me too. Just another night out with the girls. You know, I can't say I've ever felt the need to strip like that for any reason. Then again, I've never done something like this. That's so pretty. I would never want to live during this time period, but the land back then had to be so good. So pretty, not so good. What? Had to be so pretty.
The doctor's gone to the Putnams there. Ruth can't wake either.
I fear there be no medicines for this. I have seen nothing like it before. There be no...
No, he's not in Harry Potter. Why did I say Harry Potter? He's in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Isn't he the principal or something? I think I just said Harry Potter because of the red hair.
My daughter and my niece, I discovered dancing like heathen in the forest.
Oh
We did
no.
dance. And let me be whipped if I must be, but they're talking of witchcraft.
Now, I saw someone naked running through the trees.
No one was.
Don't lie to me! I saw it!
We're only sport, Uncle.
You call this sport? You cannot wake! Did Goody Proctor discharge you from her service?
Because I refuse to be her slave.
Okay.
Boys, might cut some.
Can you, like, okay. Making a man cheat and all that, yeah, is a bitchy move. Horrible. But can you blame Abigail for being attracted to that? Because I can't. I mean, wouldn't it be suspicious leaving like that?
What do we do? The whole country's talking witchcraft. She means to tell. We've got to tell her. They'll be calling us witches. Witchery's a hanging era. Like they
They're
done
gonna
in
call you
Boston
witches
2 years
anyway.
ago. You'll only be whipped for trying to conjure the boys and the dancing.
Oh, well, there's that.
I want my mama.
Your mama's dead and buried.
I'll fight her. Let me fight! Don't Betty, come here!
No, thank you.
You drank a charm to kill John Proctor's wife. No, Abby. You drank a charm to kill Goody Proctor.
We danced. That is all. And mark this.
This was the character I played in high school.
Keep still, you little devil!
Ah, John, come help us.
Come on. Why are we mad Abigail's just attracted to him? We should be mad that she wants to kill Goody Proctor and everything else, but let's not be mad that she's attracted to that. Because come, look at him. Look at him. How old is Abigail supposed to be in this movie, though? I know in real life she was only like 10. And there was a reason Arthur Miller aged her up, but I forgot what that was.
What is God's work, Goody Putnam, and what is not? God never spoke in my ear. I can't think of anyone else he'd done the favor.
Okay, so she's 17. And you know, John Proctor, I feel that.
Abby, I may think of you softly from time to time. But I will cut off my hand before I reach for you again. You'll speak nothing of Elizabeth.
She is blackening my name in the village, telling lies about me. She's a cold, sniveling woman, and you bend to her.
He probably bends her back every night.
What signifies the reading of strange books? Many a night I've waked and found her in a corner reading of a book. Not the Bible either. Who's that? Martha, my wife. I'm not saying the devil's touched her, but mark this. Last night I tried and tried.
Heathen books, not the heathen books. That's funny because people still think some books are like witchcraft and all that. That's hilarious.
Someone called the devil in that forest. Who was it led you to dance around the fire? You can save yourselves if you tell me who it was. What's that?
Jesus.
Not I.
You
It wasn't
snitch.
me, I swear it.
These two children may be dying. Who?
But also good for her for saving her ass.
She made me do it. She made Betty do it.
She made me. She made me conjure. She begged me make charge.
She lies. She sends her spirit into me in church. She makes me laugh at prayer.
She've often laughed at prayer.
She comes into me when I sleep.
Bitch.
I wake and I find myself standing naked in the open doorway without a stitch on my body. And she makes me do that.
When did you compact with the devil? Tell me.
I don't compact with the devil.
Yeah, this is your fault.
I don't desire to work for him.
Then you saw him.
Names, the names.
How many times he bid me kill you, Mr. Paris?
Kill me?
Rise up, titty man, cut that man, true.
Okay, let's go.
Put you way up high in the air, and you go fly back home to Barbados. And I said, no, devil, you lie. And then him come to me.
Give her an Oscar, though.
I has white people belong to me. And I look. And there was Sarah Good. I knew it.
I want to open myself. I want the light of God. I want the sweet love of Jesus. I'm born with the devil.
I saw Bridget Bishop with the devil. I saw Goody Howe with the devil. I saw Goody Barrow with the devil. I saw Goody Good with the devil.
I saw Goody Osborne with the devil.
Mary Warren's just like, what the fuck is happening? That scene did freak me out when I first watched it. All that fucking cultish screaming. No, thank you.
Promise hanging if they don't confess.
Confess? To what?
Bewitching the children.
Abigail Williams suffers most of all, he says.
Save my son.
Honestly, kind of an icon that she can easily make people believe every fucking word she says.
Abigail told you it had not to do with witchcraft, did she not? They say Ezekiel Cheever's clerk of the court now. Can you not tell him? God forbid you keep that from the court, John.
Well, he should have, because we all know the outcome of this movie is.
How will I prove what she told me, Elizabeth? We were alone together. I've no proof of what she said. For a moment is all, there are others close by.
Do as you wish, then.
Woman, I'll not have your suspicion anymore.
I mean, can you blame her?
I never thought you but a good man, John. Only somewhat bewildered.
Oh, Elizabeth. Your justice would freeze beer.
Thomas Putnam. The afflicted girl, sir.
She testifies that when the devil came to her, you were in his company.
Oh, very sure. Because like him and her. And husband writing her name in his book with her own red blood.
Your Honor, I never see the devil.
I feel like the problem just back then, you were just better off confessing and ruining your reputation in a sense, because, like, even if you did anything to prove your innocence, like, you were just guilty from the beginning.
Help me, Judge Stanhope!
She's got those girls wrapped around her finger.
Take your boat. Get out like that. The devil take you all. All of you be damned.
Mary Silver, you are arrested on suspicion of witchcraft.
See, you couldn't do anything without being accused of witchcraft. That's so scary to me. All she did was stand up for herself. That's the other thing that kind of fucks me up, though, about the Salem witch trials. Like, one, they didn't last as long. Yeah, bitches. Like, one, they didn't last as long as I thought they did. They were only like a year or two, and it all started because of a bunch of little girls.
Order!
And now he's a witch because of the coincidence.
She has known me all her life.
He come through my window. Then he lay down upon me. I could not take breath. His body crushed heavy upon me. He say
I must have these sticks to walk with. How may I come through a window?
But you could have sent out your spirit through a window, could you not?
Ruth Putnam has informed me that there is a black man whispering in your ear at this very instant.
And they just ate that shit up.
How dare you mock them, Martha Corey?
What else? A gift for you today, Goody Proctor.
Well, thank you. It is a fair profit.
We must all love each other now.
Go on.
Oh, Mr. Jacobs will hang.
Hang.
Because of y'all!
Saved her life tonight!
I am accused.
You were somewhat mentioned.
Who accused me?
I am bound by law. I cannot tell.
What do you think? Abigail's a bitch, but she's sneaky and good at what she does.
Abigail wants me dead, John. You know it.
I feel like she should get rid of that doll. Maybe I'm thinking too deep into it, but like I remember the doll. Something with the doll like incriminated her. And her hair's down. He's gonna smack her, right? Okay, no.
But my spirit's changed entirely. I suffer now.
It's the truth.
What a whore.
It's condemned. It will be the end of you.
We do love a man who sticks up for his wife like that. I told you! The doll was a part part of that. I told you. Because Mary Warren put the needle in the doll.
I come now from Rebecca Nurse's house.
Rebecca's charged.
Well, God forbid that such a one be charged, but she is mentioned somewhat.
Mr. Hale.
After everything she's done for them, too.
We have no fear of questions, sir. Come in.
We're gonna find the doll. I don't like this.
And your children, how comes it the last is not baptized?
I like it not that Mr. Paris lay his hand upon my baby. I'll not conceal it, sir. I see no light of God in that man.
The man's ordained, therefore the light of God is in him.
I mean, shouldn't that be, like, valid? I'm putting modern spins on something that takes place in the Salem witch trials, but, like, as a Catholic, if I don't trust a priest and think he's holy, I don't want him baptizing my child. Like, I get it.
Mr. Hale. I know the children's sickness had naught to do with witchcraft.
What's that?
Mr. Paris, you discovered them spotting in the woods. They were startled and took sick.
Who told you this?
Abigail Williams.
Mister, I have myself examined Tituba, Sarah Good, and 26 others who have confessed to dealing with the devil. They've confessed it!
Well, because otherwise you'd kill them.
Becca, on what charge?
For the supernatural murder of Goody Putnam's babies.
Becca Nurse have murdered children. Mr. Hale, are you still believing this?
Remember, until an hour before the devil fell, God thought him beautiful in heaven.
Y'all are fucking bad shit insane back then. Like, I love consuming all sorts of media regarding the Salem witch trials, but like, God, not for enjoyment, it's just because y'all are fucking insane.
I have a warrant for your wife.
I know nothing of this. Who charged her?
Well, Abigail Williams charged her.
For what crime? On what proof?
I'd like not to search a man's house.
The fuck? No, not the doll.
Why'd you never wonder if Paris be innocent or Putnam or Abigail? Are the accusers always holy now? Were they born this morning as pure as God's fingers? I'll tell you what's walking Salem vengeance. The little crazy children are jangling the keys of the kingdom and common vengeance rights. I'll not give my wife to vengeance!
It's like weird now that I know he wrote this based on like the communist scare back then. Like I could see it.
It's ready enough for the morning. You will bake in the afternoon.
Girl, this is part of your fault. Okay, Mary Warren's like high-key annoying. Like, she's even more annoying than Abigail. Like, Abigail owns her shit. Like, she's a bitch and owns it. Mary Warren is just, she's kind of a pussy.
You're not Satan!
And like his sons, come on.
My wife will not die for me.
I cannot do it. They'll turn
Goodness
on me.
will not die for me, Mary. I will bring your guts into your mouth, but she will not die for me. You will tell the court what you know and make your peace with it.
Like, it's partially your fault. I mean, Abigail's a huge manipulator, so like, I mean, a lot of it is her fault too, but like, Mary Warren's not innocent. None of those girls are. They're all bitches.
The girls are frauds! Mary Warren has come back to tell the truth.
She's a liar!
Look at that glare. We love that.
What would you tell us, Mary Warren?
Girl.
Have you ever seen the devil, Mr. Proctor?
No.
Mr. Proctor has sent me a claim that she is pregnant now. There be no sign of it. We have examined her body. The law forbids harm to the innocent child. So if I tell you now that your wife will be safe until she is delivered, will you drop this charge?
Manipulators.
This is a sort of testament signed by 91 people. And if you will notice, they declare they've known our wives over many years. Never seen no sign they had dealings with the devil.
Have warrants drawn for all of these. Arrest for examination.
God-fearing men. I have brought trouble on these people.
You must understand, sir. A person is either with this court or against it. There be no road between. This is
Yeah.
a new time.
This is why I like piece the fuck out of religion. Absolutely not. It is still like this today.
We have an accusation by Mr. Corey against you.
Ooh.
He states that you prompted your daughter to cry witchery upon George Jacobs so that you might buy up his forfeited land.
It is a lie.
This man is... The day his daughter cried out on Jacobs, he was heard to say he bid her do it. I have it from an honest man who was there when he said it.
And the name of this man?
So much word of mouth. The gang's all here.
No! God's name, sir. A claim so weighty cannot be argued by a farmer. Send him home and let him return with a lawyer.
Now look, you sir.
I have signed 17 death warrants! This argument you must let lawyers present to you.
For a man of such terrible learning, you are most bewildered, Mr. Hale. Witchcraft is an invisible crime. Therefore, who may witness it? The witch, of course, and the victim. Now, we cannot expect the witch to accuse herself, can we? Therefore, we may only rely upon her victims. What is left for a lawyer to bring out?
This one claims that...
I should like to question Mary.
Will you be silent?
Thank you.
Maybe that Satan has conquered Mary and sent her here today to distract our sacred purpose. If so, her neck will break for it.
Oh, God.
She claims she made it in the court and that you saw her stick the needle into it for safekeeping.
That is a lie, sir.
Did you see Goody Proctor's spirit? And did she stab you as you have charged?
Goody Proctor sent her spirit, and it stabbed me.
It's just so weird they can't prove that, like, Mary Warren's telling the truth, but, like, you can't prove what Abigail's saying either.
What is this dancing?
Mr. Parris discovered them himself in the dead of night, and they have danced there naked.
Naked?
When I first arrived from Beverly, Mr. Parris told me that.
I did not say they were naked.
But she had danced.
Hi. In the court, you would faint when people accused of witchery sent their spirit out to choke you.
That were pretense, sir.
They're all marvelous pretenders.
Then can she pretend to faint now?
See, that had to be so uncomfortable as a woman back then. Like, they're just so dead set on everyone being witches. She's being... They're like forcing her to manipulate the situation. I don't know how to articulate what I mean, but it just sucks. Like, why do you want those people to be witches so bad, you know?
I can't.
Are you protecting Satan? Confess, you did see attacking spirits.
No! I don't...
Like, why do you want that to happen so badly?
Your Honor,
I know about, like, Salem, so I know the answer. It's a rhetorical question, but it's mind-boggling. And now she's probably, like, consumed with guilt because she's condemning these innocent people to death because they refuse to believe her. I know my opinions on Mary Warren are going back and forth, I'm aware, but, like, still.
Do you think yourself so mighty the devil may not turn your wits?
What say you?
Satan is no respecter of persons, Mr. Danforth. He may corrupt anyone.
the power of... Oh, we know.
A wind. A cold wind.
Your Honor, I freeze.
Like, where is her Oscar? Both Winona Ryder and Abigail Williams, the character. Where are the Oscars?
Oh, Heavenly Father, take away this torment.
Whore! How do you call heaven?
Wait.
Oh,
Okay, pause really quick. I'm only laughing because... Was I still Abigail Williams at this point? No. We're well past Act 1. I just remember the guy who was John Proctor for whatever this act is. He looked up from the book and looked around the room and went, whore. Whore. And it was just, the delivery was perfect. And, like, it's such a serious scene, but we were all laughing our asses off. Even the teacher was. Like, it was hilarious. It took about 5 minutes to like, calm down and get back into character and to continue reading.
I have known her, sir.
Adulterer.
Proper place where my beasts are bedded. My wife, my dear good wife, saw her for what she is and put her out on the high road. And being what she is, a lump of vanity, she thinks to damn.
You deny every scrap and speck of this.
If I must answer that question, I will leave and never come back, and I will tell the world that Satan has won Salem.
Your Honor.
She's a bitch and a whore, but a great actress. We're talking about Abigail Williams. We been knew Winona Ryder was the best of the best.
Now, we shall touch the bottom of this swamp. Your wife, Mr. Proctor, you say, is an honest woman.
Would you call this judge, like, lawfully neutral? Lawfully something. He is trying to get all sides to it.
If she tell me, child, it were for harlotry, may God spread his mercy on you. Look at me only, Goody Proctor. In my eyes only.
This guy does a good job with his role too, though. Like, I'm scared, you know? I don't want to say scared, but I'm definitely uncomfortable.
Why did you dismiss Abigail Williams?
She dissatisfied me and my husband.
Girl, don't lie. She's trying to put you to death.
Is your husband an adulterer?
No, sir.
Remove her.
Elizabeth, I've confessed it.
Oh, God.
Stop now!
She spoke.
I believe this man. Private vengeance is working through this testimony. By my oath to heaven, this girl is false!
Oh my God, girl.
Why does she see you up there?
She sees nothing. She sees nothing.
Have you compacted with the devil?
Never. Never. Never.
Why must they repeat you?
This boy. This boy. Abby, stop it. Abby, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
God, they're all such great actresses. They're committed. Y'all won't catch me doing that, so.
You're the devil's man. I go your way no more. We must go and overthrow the court, he says. No, I go your way no more.
This girl's gone wild!
I love God.
Thank you. The one voice of reason.
I think God is dead!
Thank God I don't live in this fucking era. Absolutely not. Yep, That's what you've done. Like, they call themselves Christians, and yet they're all cheering this on, you know?
A woman comes to my bed every night now and tears at my eyes.
Can you make out who she may be?
Maybe it's just a fucking
She be
dream.
Reverend John Hale's wife, sir.
You must be mistaken, my child.
Bitch.
You are mistaken, child. You understand me?
The one time people don't see through your bullshit, girl.
They mean to take you this morning.
Because of you!
I never dreamed any of this for you.
I mean, valid, but also, girl, gotta think about your actions.
I wanted you was all.
She fucked around and found out. That is what's happening right now.
See, as you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're gonna find out.
It's not on a ship we'll meet again, Abigail. But in hell.
Oh, that's such a good line.
Vanished! She's run off with 31 pound. I am penniless.
Mr. Paris, you are a brainless man.
We must help John give them the lie they demand.
It is no lie. You cannot speak of lies.
It is a lie. They're innocent. It may be that God damns a liar less than he that throws away his life for pride.
I think that may be the devil's argument.
Are you stoned?
I'm thinking I will confess, Elizabeth. What say you? If I give them that.
Oh, I want you living, John, that's sure.
How can I mount the scaffold like a saint? I'm not that man. It is a pretense. My honesty is broke.
It is not for me to kill John if you will not pardon yourself.
Aww.
I never knew how I should say my love. It were a cold house I kept.
Oh, my love.
Forgive me, I never knew such goodness in the world. Oh, John, forgive me. Oh, forgive me.
When the devil appeared to you, did you see Rebecca Nurse in his company?
No.
I know the end and I'm so anxious still.
God does not need my name nailed to the church. God knows how black my sins are.
Now look, you Proctor.
How may I teach my
He's
sons
right.
to walk?
Then explain to me why you will not...
Because it is my name! Because I cannot have another in my life!
That sucks, man.
Because I have given you my soul. Leave me my name!
Must.
Like, he wants to die knowing...
Hey, you cannot! I can, and there's your first marvel that I can.
Like, he wants to die being who he is and not a fucking liar, rather than living this lie. At least that's how I'm interpreting that.
Be his helper. Go to him. Take his shame away.
He have his goodness now.
Because he forgave himself.
God forbid I take it from him.
Like, I feel like, I know John Proctor's not religious, but he's what, like, they say Christianity is. He knows himself. He's aware what God feels like. He doesn't need all these people to tell him how it is. And he always keeps his morals, or sometimes, mostly keeps his morals in check. Whereas, like, we saw throughout this film how other people are lying all the time. They have shame. They have no pride. They go back and forth in what they're saying. That's what I feel like I'm watching. And all these people, like, these people know it. That's why they're saying this to him. But apparently the court doesn't. And notice they're not screaming and laughing now. Oh.
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever.
Chills. I mean, deliver us from evil, and they're leaving this evil town. Maybe in a less than ideal situation, but still. Okay, after 19 executions, the Salem witch hunt was brought to an end as more and more accused people refused to save themselves by giving false confessions. God, I would not want to live in that fucking era. No, thank you. What a ride. But I don't remember being this frustrated when I initially watched a movie 10 years ago. I was very frustrated watching this, and that is, like, as you saw throughout the reaction, my opinions on certain characters were kind of flip-flopping. Like, Mary Warren, I went from calling her a chicken to feeling bad for her, back to being angry at her, which I think is fine. Like, it's a very... that's why this play works so well. Like, I'm frustrated because you're supposed to be, so the fact that I am this frustrated with all these people is a sign that Arthur Miller did his job as a writer. I think one of the reasons I really like the story so much is that I do love consuming anything I can about the Salem witch trials, like this being one of them. And I think knowing why Arthur Miller actually wrote this story puts it in a different perspective. When I was in high school, we weren't taught that. I don't know what the kids today are taught. Like, I took American literature and we were just told this is a play about the Salem witch trials. We weren't told anything about, what's the word? Because I wanted to look it up to make sure I was correct with what I said in the beginning of the video. But it is a commentary on McCarthyism. This is a very quick Google search, so I'm obviously not going to get into the nitty-gritty of it, but it looks like it is a commentary about the Red Scare and how there were hunts for communists left and right throughout the United States. From what I know of the Red Scare, people were constantly jumping to conclusions. It was just a very sensitive time. People would accuse you left and right, and you were guilty until proven innocent. So I think... is juxtaposition the correct word I want to use? I like the juxtaposition he did, portraying that through the Salem witch trials, and it makes me wonder... Because now that I know that, I see the commentary, but obviously being 15 and not being told this, I would not have seen it. So it makes me wonder how many people saw it right off the bat versus how many people, like, didn't see it at all and just think this is a regular old story about the Salem witch trials. The moral of the story for me was that people will freak out over everything. It's natural for people to jump to conclusions. I mean, it still is. I mean, I have moments where I jump to conclusions. Everyone does, and this story basically teaches us, hey, let's not do that. That's a huge accusation for whichever it is. I guess another commentary is conformity. Like, people don't like it when someone's different. I mean, in this movie specifically, we see it is John Proctor. Like, he's not a very religious man. It really wasn't until the end where people saw him as this hero, because he refused to accept this false accusation about him. That's when people were like, oh my god, maybe we shouldn't have bothered this man the way we did. And I still think that holds true to today. I mean, especially, and it holds true with when Arthur Miller wrote the play, like the Red Scare. The reason, like I don't want to say the reason, but one of the reasons people would be accused of being a communist was just because they were slightly different than the norm. And basically, once again, Arthur Miller is telling us, hey, just because people don't conform to what you want, it doesn't mean they're just some big evil person. It doesn't mean they're a devil worshiper. It doesn't mean they're a witch. It doesn't mean they're a communist. It doesn't mean whichever buzzword we're using today in the modern era. It's just a very interesting story. I just have so many opinions. Like, Abigail Williams is such, I think she's a morally good. Absolutely not. She is very much not a morally good character. I still think she's an amazingly written character. The way she was able to manipulate everyone to follow through with what she wanted. All of this bullshit, condemning people to death just so she can just fuck this hot guy. And because of her, the love of her life is now being condemned to death. And I think that's like a weird, it's considering John Proctor said no multiple times. So I feel like it's a sweet vengeance in a weird way. Like, it's sad on John Proctor's part because now he's dying. Looking at Abigail Williams by herself, it's like a sweet, sweet vengeance. Like, this is what you get for being a fucking bitch, being a whore.